I think the community had to change, quite frankly, and big round of applause to Russell for what he has achieved. Quite a lot of people do put him down and slag off the fact that, yeah, he's brought a lot of straight people into the village, but at the same time I believe it's good the fact that get everyone to see what people are doing. It's no different here than what it would be having sort of gay people anywhere else.
The characters were very real, and it was like the first time we'd seen real gay sex, real gay situations, real gay characters, some of whom were nice, some of whom were horrible, you know, no kind of punches pulled. We were neither the kind of you know, rather glamorous best friend who gave good advice to the heroine, or you know, the kind of evil, you know, seducer kind of character. There was none of that. It was just a whole range of characters that you might meet down Canal Street, and that was what was good. I think a lot of people enjoyed that fact that they kind of go, oh, I know people like that. I know people who've done that kind of thing, and it felt very real to us.
Next song we found on an old King Singers album. Now, generally speaking, we're not into the King Singers because maybe they're a little bit too cut glass for us, and we don't think of ourselves really as cut glass. We're more polystyrene beakers, or maybe zip white mugs.
People really enjoyed it, and I think it opened a lot of eyes, opened some doors that people kind of thought, oh, actually, you know, okay, I kind of understand this. I've got an idea about people's motivation, and actually, this is just a human being, you know, going through life in a slightly different way from me.
We like this one because it's completely different from anything else we sing. I doubt if any of you will ever have heard of it before. It's called New Day. I will love you more than me and more than yesterday. If you cannot prove to be you are the new day, send the sun in time for dawn. Let the birds all hail the morning. Love of life will urge me say, you are the new day.
At the time when Queer as Folk came out, I was actually in the fire service. Very straight, very butch scenario. And after the first episode, there was a quote about rimming. Is it alright to say that? Is that okay? And that was sort of brought up. And I was actually asked by a lot of firemen, what is rimming? So I thought, it's quite intimidating in a way, but I just told them, slicking arse. And quite frankly, it started a lot of conversations off then, and people were quite interested to find out what gay people do. Did they do more than just sort of fuck, basically? And it was like, one of them actually said to me, when I go home, me and my girlfriend, we sit down, we watch telly, we cuddle up on the sofa. What do you do? And I'm like, exactly the same. And I think that surprised quite a few people.
I think if you go back many years into Manchester's gay history in particular, and in any major city's gay centre of like hedonism, you are going to get these peaks and troughs all the way. You tend to think, well, you're living in amongst, like, you know, all this media attention, for instance, because of Queer as Folk, that it's really unusual. But you sort of learn to think, well, I'll take a step back here because this has happened many times before, all in different ways. I mean, sort of go back to the 1950s, 1960s, and the police used to raid the clubs and the pubs around here, and Canal Street was not even lit; it was dark. And the police used to arrest any man who wasn't wearing trousers.
In Manchester, there's a lot of bars, a lot of cafe bars, a lot of sort of pubs and clubs. There's only a small percentage which are gay, and there's a huge percentage which are straight. But there's a lot of straight people wanting to be in the gay clubs. But if a lot of gay people went to the straight clubs, they'd be funny about it. It has to work both ways. It should be respected, really.
Generally, people tend to be fairly tolerant, fairly accepting. The only concerns that I've sort of heard voiced are that quite often it's been attractive for a straight girl to come to the village because it's a good night out, she never gets into trouble. She brings a boyfriend with her, and the boyfriend might sort of have problems.
End up being really busy, so unless you're prepared to push and shove your way around, people don't bother. Especially at certain times of the year, sort of Christmas time, when you get a lot of staff parties. You know, they all go out, they have a meal, oh, let's go to the village, which is, I suppose, fair enough, but it puts a lot of other people who are gay off coming out.
Fundamentally, I've been using straight pubs for years. So if a straight person comes in, or straight people come in on a Saturday night, and their money subsidised as a place that's a gay space throughout the rest of the week, and keeps that open when it otherwise might close, that's great. Provided they integrate, we don't have a problem with any of it.
I'd like to think there'll be more acceptance, but there'll always be pockets of prejudice. I don't think we're ever going to get rid of that problem completely, but last 2 or 3 years, you can kind of chart progress of the acceptance levels are rising. It's not a problem so much, especially in a city like Manchester, which is the housing for the gay community is available. I mean, there's no reason to be in Manchester and gay and feel isolated.
It's an interesting question that who do we cater to? Primarily, it's a gay, lesbian, and bisexual audience. But we like to take a slant on things. You know, we can come up with gay and lesbian news ad infinitum. You know, you control the web, you can make phone calls, you can ring people up to get information, and you can talk about very heavyweight subjects all the time. You know, AIDS and HIV for one. And do people want that sort of information all the time? Just when they hear, oh, it's a gay and lesbian show, therefore it must contain only certain subjects, and I disagree with that. I think, you know, right, you can cover the heavy news, the important news, the issues and all that surrounds it, but we have much more lighter things about Manchester, but from a gay man's perspective. So it could be anything. It could be who's the most popular, ABBA or Steps, you know, is Kylie making it big or not, to all sorts of things, that should I get a boyfriend after a rebound, and it's from a gay perspective, and that actually has a huge audience.